Welcome back to our channel. We invite you to embrace the moment by liking the video, sharing your reflections in the comments, and subscribing to journey with us through our latest stories. The hour was late, far beyond the time I ought to have surrendered to sleep. The house held a serene stillness, punctuated only by the gentle ticking of the clock on the wall and the delicate whisper of leaves dancing in the breeze outside my window. I nestled on the couch, wrapped in a soft, familiar blanket, savoring the warmth of my tea as it enveloped me in comfort. The day had stretched on endlessly, and as I contemplated the comfort of my bed, an unshakable restlessness lingered within me, urging me to stay awake just a little longer. The house echoed with a profound stillness in his absence. My husband, Paul, had spent the evening in the company of his friend, Drew. For years, they shared a bond that felt unbreakable, filled with laughter and playful banter. Their stories, rich with memories, flowed effortlessly between them, and I found myself captivated, always listening, yet never fully woven into their tapestry. It wasn't that I didn't have feelings for Drew. I truly did. He possessed a warmth and charm that effortlessly put everyone at ease, his humor weaving a gentle connection among those around him. Yet, he remained an intriguing enigma in my life. There was an essence to him, a profound quality that lingered just beyond comprehension. That night, I was unprepared for the depth of the conversation that would emerge. The clock approached midnight as I sensed the door slowly yielding to the night. I glanced up and found Drew framed in the doorway, his figure softly illuminated by the gentle glow from the hallway. Paul had drifted into slumber on the couch after our evening together, and I hadn't anticipated Drew lingering for too long. Yet here he stood before me, his hands nestled in his pockets, our gazes intertwined, and in that fleeting instant, a delicate, unvoiced connection blossomed between us. A shift lingered in the atmosphere. "Hey," he murmured, his voice carrying a hint of weariness from the evening's adventures. I felt a deep reluctance to simply walk away. I wondered if we might share a moment of conversation. I nodded, placing my cup aside and invitingly patting the space beside me on the couch. "Course, Drew. What thoughts linger in your heart?" He paused for a heartbeat, as if caught in a delicate dance of thoughts, contemplating whether to share the feelings stirring within him. His gaze drifted to Paul, who lay peacefully in slumber, before returning to me. The atmosphere in the room became charged with an unspoken energy. I could sense it, this captivating draw, this moment suspended in the air between us. He let out a soft sigh, his fingers gently combing through his tousled hair before he found the words to express himself. Have you ever experienced that sensation where, is it possible to truly understand another person? Not quite. I reclined into the couch, allowing myself to embrace the unexpected depth of the conversation. Naturally, each person carries their own hidden truths, wouldn't you agree? Even those who are nearest to our hearts. Drew released a soft laugh, a sound that felt more like a sigh of relief than a gesture of joy. Indeed, what if those secrets hold depths beyond your wildest imagination? What if the individual you believe you understand is not at all the person you imagined? A flutter of excitement coursed through me, quickening my heartbeat. His words, lightly uttered, held a depth that caught me off guard. My connection with Drew had spanned years, yet this moment carried a weight that felt entirely new. It was clear he was sharing something deeper, something beyond just his own experience. There lingered an unspoken depth, a feeling that transcended words. "Could you clarify what you mean?" I inquired, my voice soft and delicate, almost lost in the air. Uncertainty lingered in my mind, yet the pull of curiosity gently urged me to explore the unknown. Drew moved, angling his body just a bit in my direction. There was a glimmer in his eyes, a hint of something more profound, more intense. A subtle allure lies just beneath the surface. "I suppose there are unspoken matters between us," he murmured, his tone deepening, carrying a weight of sincerity. "Secrets we hide within ourselves, so profoundly that even our own hearts remain unaware of their presence. And when it all unfolds, it transforms everything." The delicate shiver ran down my spine as his words wrapped around me, enveloping me in their profound essence. What was he trying to convey? What was he attempting to convey to me? I felt an irresistible pull towards the conversation, a magnetic force that beckoned me closer, even as uncertainty lingered in my heart about whether I was truly prepared to embrace it. "Drew," I began gently, feeling a wave of uncertainty about the next step. "Could you clarify what you mean? What is it that you wish to convey?" He gazed at me a moment longer, and in that fleeting instant, I caught a glimpse of something profound in his eyes that took me by surprise. It was something deeper, a stirring of emotions that transcended mere apprehension. It was an experience that stirred something deep within, something profoundly intense. He was grasping a feeling, a deep yearning that he could no longer contain within himself. And I felt, deep within, that his words were poised to transform everything. "I'm speaking of Paul," he said, his voice gentle, yet it struck me with unexpected force. "There's a certain allure about him, a depth I've kept to myself." A wave of emotion washed over me, pulling my heart deep within. I gazed at Drew, seeking to unravel the meaning behind his words. What could he be expressing, I wonder? Paul held the title of my husband. Our journey together has spanned nearly 2 decades of shared moments and deep connection. We had woven a life together, rich with shared moments and deep connections. Indeed, we experienced our share of highs and lows, much like any couple, yet there was an openness that defined our connection. Or at least that was my belief. "Drew, what do you mean?" My voice trembled, revealing the unexpected stir of emotions rising within me. "What's happening?" He breathed out slowly, his gaze fixed on me with a depth that was almost overwhelming. "It's difficult for me to express this, but there's something that Paul has been keeping from you, a weight he has been bearing for quite some time. I believe it's important for you to hear the truth." My thoughts swirled, a cascade of emotions enveloping me all at once. What might he be alluding to? What hidden truth might Paul be concealing? Why was Drew sharing this with me now, in the stillness of the night, when everything seemed to be in flux around us? The atmosphere shifted, a chill enveloping the space, while the soft rhythm of Paul's breath lingered in the air. A gentle pressure enveloped my heart, as if the very essence of my existence was being scrutinized, laid bare beneath an unforgiving glare. Drew's voice gently pierced the stillness, a tender whisper this time. "While I may not be the one to express it, I believe it's something you should hear directly from him. I believe it's important for you to understand. I'll keep the rest to myself. You should reach out to him directly." And just like that, the significance of the moment lingered in the air between us. Silence enveloped us, leaving behind the weight of unspoken thoughts. I remained still, captivated, as I attempted to absorb the weight of what had just unfolded before me. Yet the question hung in the atmosphere, unaddressed. What was the hidden truth my husband had kept from me? The stillness in the room wrapped around me, heavy and intimate. Drew's words lingered in the atmosphere, each syllable resonating with a bittersweet weight, and I found myself unable to dispel the sense that all I believed about Paul, all my faith, was beginning to unravel at the seams. I cast a soft gaze towards Paul, lost in his dreams, unaware of the tempest gathering around us. My thoughts swirled, caught in a delicate dance between the urge to confront him in this moment or to hold back for a more opportune time. But what if that moment never came to me? What if Drew truly held the truth? What if Paul had been concealing a secret deep within him all this time? A wave of unease washed over me as I rose, moving through the room in a restless dance. My thoughts swirled together, intertwining and cascading over the tantalizing possibilities of what this secret might hold. Was there something more between Paul and someone else? Was there a hidden chapter in his past that he had kept from me? My heart raced as countless possibilities unfolded in my thoughts, each one more troubling than the one before. Drew, attuned to my inner conflict, held his silence, his gaze filled with a blend of empathy and acceptance. I found myself avoiding his gaze. His participation in this, the way he restrained himself, stirred a sense of betrayal within me, despite his assurances that he was acting in my best interest. He held secrets that lingered just beneath the surface, and that ambiguity stirred something deep within me. At last, after what seemed like a timeless wait, I turned to meet his gaze. "Drew," I murmured softly, my voice a gentle breeze. "What connection does Paul hold in this moment? Why didn't you share this with me earlier?" He exhaled slowly, his fingers gliding over the nape of his neck. I wished I could have avoided being the bearer of this news. Can be quite challenging, you see. Paul has faced many challenges, and I wonder if it's my role to bring all of that into the open. Yet you are worthy of understanding. He holds a special place in my heart, and I feel compelled to share something significant with you. I gently shook my head, still enveloped in a whirlwind of emotions. But why at this moment? What compels you to share this with me? If it was truly so distressing, what held you back until the stillness of the night? Drew's gaze grew tender, as a weight had been lingering within me. And watching you with him, carrying the weight of my thoughts, I cannot remain passive while you navigate this journey without clarity. Your well-being means so much to me, and I wish to shield you from any pain. I inhaled deeply, attempting to find my balance, yet it felt utterly unattainable. There were countless unspoken thoughts, an overwhelming sense of uncertainty lingering in the air. A lingering thought danced in my mind, questioning whether Drew was truly shielding me, or if there lay a deeper narrative behind his guarded demeanor. "Do you feel it's the right moment to approach him?" I inquired, my voice quivering just a touch. Drew paused, his silence lingering in the air. His eyes fell to the ground, a deep furrow etched across his brow. "I believe you should, yet I sense it could transform everything. It's quite an experience, and you'll want to give yourself the space to truly absorb it. You must reflect on what you truly desire, for it seems impossible to ignore the underlying tension that lingers between us." I nodded gently, allowing the depth of his words to envelop me. The thought of facing Paul, of unearthing emotions that could unravel us, sent a shiver of fear through me. Yet, as time passed, I sensed an undeniable pull towards the truth, and I realized I could no longer evade it. Craved understanding. Before I could find my voice, Drew rose from the couch, his gaze a mystery that stirred something deep within me. "I'm about to take my leave. I've shared everything that weighs on my heart, and now the choice rests in your hands. Please remember to look after yourself, all right?" I offered a faint nod, my mind adrift in a sea of unspoken feelings. He cast me a final lingering glance before quietly slipping out the door, leaving me enveloped in the soft murmur of the night and the rising tempest within my heart. I returned to the couch, lowering myself gently, as if the very motion could calm the fluttering of my heart. My thoughts swirled, each one more captivating and bewildering than the one before. Did Drew truly have the right perspective? Was there truly a hidden depth to my husband that I had yet to discover? Did I overlook the subtle hints? Was I truly unaware of the depths of the person I chose to share my life with? The walls seemed to draw nearer, enveloping me in a tight embrace. I cast a fleeting look at Paul, his calm breaths evoking a bittersweet nostalgia for the days when life felt serene, uncomplicated, and untouched. Yet now, it felt as if a veil had draped over the world, obscuring my vision and leaving everything shrouded in uncertainty. The gentle cadence of Paul's voice wove its way into my mind, pulling me from my reverie. "What's happening, darling?" he whispered softly, his eyes remaining shut. He moved on the couch, his fingers brushing against his face, and gradually sat up. "Are you feeling all right?" I stood still, caught in the moment. My stomach fluttered, and for a fleeting moment, I considered revealing all my secrets to him. A wave of emotion washed over me, leaving me momentarily speechless, my breath hitching in my throat. How could I possibly address what Drew had mentioned when I was still uncertain of the reality myself? It felt as though I was poised on the brink of something profound, uncertain of the unfolding possibilities that awaited me if I took that step forward. "I'm all right," I replied, managing a smile that didn't quite reach my eyes. I found myself unable to drift into slumber. Paul blinked at me, his gaze warming with a tender sense of worry. "Are you certain? You seem a bit disengaged." I nodded once more, feeling the weight of unspoken thoughts lingering in the air. What words could capture the moment? How could I convey the feeling that everything was unexpectedly changing around me, leaving me uncertain about how to grasp the life I believed I understood? I found myself unable to do so. Not at this moment. Only when I delved deeper into it did clarity emerge. For a moment, Paul simply gazed at me, his eyes delving into mine, but I soon averted my gaze, unable to withstand the intensity of his stare. The atmosphere was charged, and I felt it deep within me. He remained unaware of the depths of my understanding. Not at this moment. And I found myself at a loss for words to share with him. At last, Paul rose to his feet, extending his limbs with a gentle grace. "Well, I'm heading to bed now. Are you joining me?" I offered him a delicate smile, filled with unspoken feelings. "I'll join you shortly." He nodded, his gaze lingering on me, as if words were dancing on the tip of his tongue, yet he remained silent. He turned and strolled down the hallway, leaving me to linger in the depths of my thoughts once more. I lingered in the soft shadows of the room, my thoughts swirling with an intensity that felt almost palpable. The secret lingered heavily upon my chest, wrapping around me like a shroud, leaving me breathless. I found myself pondering the meaning behind Drew's words. I was unaware of Paul's actions, if there were any at all. Yet there was one truth I held close to my heart. This marked the start of an undeniable journey that stirred something deep within me. I was compelled to uncover the truth, regardless of the path it might take me on. As I pondered deeper, a profound understanding began to unfold within me. I was blissfully unaware of the profound transformation that awaited me. The night lingered, each passing moment thick with unspoken feelings. I lay awake in bed, the gentle whisper of sheets, the sole companion in the quiet of the night. Each subtle sound seemed to disrupt the delicate flow of my reflections. How could I continue to feign that all was as it should be? The sound of Paul's steady breathing next to me filled the silence, amplifying the tension in the air. The affection I once cherished now feels dimmed by an aching sense of betrayal. Yet the reality was that certainty eluded me completely. Not at this moment. I rolled onto my side, my eyes drifting to the clock resting on the nightstand. The clock approached the hour of 3 in the morning. My body was weary, yet my thoughts danced restlessly, refusing to surrender to slumber. I reflected on Drew's words. "You are worthy of understanding." But what could that possibly signify? What secrets might Paul be keeping? Could I ever find it in my heart to forgive? Or was it a moment that would eternally shift my perception of him? I felt the need to reach out to him. There simply was no alternative. If I allow this to continue, it will consume me deeply. I had to confront the reality, no matter what it entailed. The idea of facing him filled me with a deep sense of trepidation, yet I knew I could no longer evade it. I found myself at a crossroads, unable to continue down this path. With gentle movements, I eased myself out of bed, mindful of not waking Paul. I took my robe from the chair and enveloped myself in its warmth. The house enveloped me in silence, an almost palpable stillness that wrapped around my thoughts, as the gravity of my choice lingered, heavy and unyielding like a dense mist. I glided down the hallway to the kitchen, where the soft glow of the moon gently filtered through the windows. I craved a moment to reflect, to summon my strength. My hands trembled gently as I filled a glass with water. It was nearly surreal how something so ordinary carried such profound weight in that instant. I could no longer maintain the facade of normalcy, especially when the weight of something deeply unsettling pressed upon my heart. But how did I ever begin? How did I approach Paul about something so personal, something so deeply felt? What if I misjudged the situation? What if Drew had perceived it all in a way that was entirely different? The mere idea of pointing a finger at him, of fracturing the delicate bond we shared, caused a heaviness in my heart. Yet, as time stretched on, the weight of uncertainty grew heavier in my heart. As I was about to settle into my chair at the kitchen table, a soft creak echoed from behind me. I stood still, my heart racing, caught in a moment of intense anticipation. I turned slowly, feeling a flutter in my chest. Paul lingered in the doorway, his gaze soft and lingering, still touched by the remnants of slumber. Yet, beneath the surface, another layer lingered. Something protected. "Are you finding it hard to drift off as well?" he inquired softly, his voice husky from slumber. I remained motionless, the glass of water becoming unexpectedly weighty in my grasp. His gaze lingered on mine, a silent exploration that stirred something deep within me, yet words eluded my lips. I parted my lips, yet silence enveloped me. A heaviness settled in my throat, the sensation intensifying with each fleeting moment. How could I share my truths, my doubts, without shattering the delicate balance we had created? I faltered, words caught in my throat, unable to complete the thought. It felt as though the words I longed to express were hidden away, sealed behind an impenetrable barrier, and despite my fervent efforts, I remained unable to reach them. Paul approached me slowly, his expression becoming tender. "Hey," he said softly, "you're making me feel uneasy. What's happening?" I took a deep breath, my fingers curling around the glass with a sense of urgency. Drew shared a thought with me this evening. I found the words escaping my lips, my voice soft and delicate, almost lost in the air. Paul's expression transformed in an instant, a fleeting glimpse of something deeper, a hint of vulnerability crossing his features. Drew, he murmured again, a hint of concern etching his features. What were his words? Our eyes locked, and I held my silence for a moment longer. I found myself questioning my own abilities. The silence lingered between us, heavy and palpable, until I found my voice once more. Drew mentioned that you're concealing something from me, something significant. My voice quivered at the end of the sentence, revealing the deep-seated fear and vulnerability I had kept hidden for so long. For a fleeting moment, Paul's gaze lingered on me, as if he were lost in the depths of my words, struggling to grasp their meaning. His face lost some color, and I noticed his jaw clench, his body becoming rigid under the heaviness of the unspoken emotions. "Excuse me, could you clarify what you mean by that?" he inquired, his tone unexpectedly intense, guarded. What could have prompted him to express such a thought? "I'm not sure," I whispered, my voice trembling. "But it's consuming my thoughts. I can no longer maintain the facade that all is well, especially when I find myself lost in uncertainty." "What is it that stirs within you, Paul? What is this hidden truth?" Paul's gaze dropped to the floor, his expression a mystery, and I sensed the charged atmosphere enveloping us. The atmosphere in the room felt heavy, each passing moment pressing down on me with an intensity one struggled to bear. I didn't want you to discover it this way," he murmured, his voice softening, tinged with a hint of remorse. "My intention was never to cause you pain." My heart fluttered, an unsettling feeling taking root within me. "Could you clarify what you mean?" I murmured softly, my voice a delicate sigh. Paul averted his gaze from me. He gazed downward, his hands quivering gently as they glided through his hair. It was evident that he was grappling with his thoughts, as if the words were held captive within him, yearning to be released. I lingered, my heart quickening, striving for tranquility. At last, he inhaled deeply and raised his gaze to meet mine. He started to speak of Drew. "There's a secret lingering in the air, a hidden truth he has yet to share with you." A shiver coursed through me, awakening something deep within. "Could you clarify what you mean? What secrets has Drew been keeping?" Paul's expression shifted, his gaze becoming intense. "It's more than just my experience. It's just the two of us. We are all connected. And if you truly seek to uncover the truth, then we must delve into every detail together. Yet the truth may not resonate with you." The atmosphere enveloped us, charged with the intensity of hidden emotions and the allure of the unknown. My stomach fluttered with a mix of anticipation and nerves, yet I stood my ground, resolute. I felt a deep yearning to understand. I craved the truth, regardless of the hurt it might bring. "Share your thoughts with me." I spoke, my voice calm and unwavering, even as a storm brewed within me. "Share all your thoughts with me." Paul inhaled deeply once more, his gaze locked onto mine. In that instant I felt a profound shift, a realization that everything had changed forever. The words he was about to speak held the power to transform everything between them. The gravity of Paul's words lingered in the atmosphere, heavy and enveloping. A soft gasp escaped my lips, a delicate thrill coursing through me as I lingered in anticipation of his next words. The depth of his gaze revealed an inner turmoil, as if he were searching for the perfect words to express a truth that could change the very fabric of what we shared. Drew, the connection between us so profound and intimate. Paul began, his voice soft and tentative. Our connection has deepened beyond mere friendship over the years. We've shared so many moments, chronicles of the past. And I understand it may be difficult to accept, but it's not as you perceive. The words lingered in the air, their meaning slowly unfurling within me. Thoughts swirled within me as I tried to grasp the essence of his words. Chronicles of the past. Something deeper than friendship. Could it be that I truly understood him? I took a deep breath, feeling my heart race within me. What do you mean by something deeper than friendship? My voice lingered softly, a gentle murmur that felt as though speaking the truth would bring it to life. Paul closed his eyes for a fleeting moment, as if gathering his thoughts for what was to come. When he opened them again, a profound melancholy lingered in his gaze, yet there was also a heartfelt sincerity that felt entirely new to me. Our relationship has been intricate, he murmured softly, his voice slicing through the silence with an undeniable weight. What began as a simple bond blossomed into something deeper than either of us anticipated. For all these years I've held on to the weight of it, not only for myself but for you as well. My intention was never to cause you pain. A wave of emotion washed over me, causing my knees to tremble as I reached for the edge of the counter, seeking stability. My thoughts swirled as I tried to absorb the weight of Paul's revelation. The betrayal transcended mere actions. It was rooted in the secrets he had concealed from me for so long. The heaviness of his secret, intertwined with his guilt, enveloped me, leaving me breathless as I struggled to navigate the overwhelming surprise. All this time you and Drew. I found it hard to articulate, the words slipping away, unfamiliar and heavy on my tongue. Paul nodded, his gaze heavy with unspoken sorrow. It was something deeper, something that transcended the usual boundaries of connection. We never crossed into the physical realm, yet there was an undeniable connection between us, something deeply emotional, a bond one find difficult to articulate. It was a connection that transcended mere friendship, yet it carried the weight of a misstep. And I let it go long ago, attempting to erase it, striving to conceal it deep within. Yet I found myself unable to break free from it. A wave of uncertainty washed over me, as if the very foundation of my understanding had been gently swept away, leaving me in a delicate state of vulnerability. My breath caught in my throat as I fought to maintain my composure. What emotions was I meant to experience? Frustration? Deception? Or was it something deeper, a blend of melancholy and astonishment? I never intended for you to discover it this way, Paul said, his voice trembling just a bit. I wish I had found the words to express myself earlier, but the fear of losing you held me back. The tears I hold back, stifling the cries that long to break free. The pain came not only from the truth itself. It was the years of connection that had been shattered. The affection I once believed to be unwavering now feels delicate and filled with doubt. I remained silent for what felt like an eternity. I stood there, enveloped in the weight of Paul's revelation. My thoughts urged me to flee, to escape, to turn away and never glance back. Yet, a profound part of me remained anchored, a connection to the man I had once cherished with all my heart. I need time to reflect, I finally murmured, my voice trembling and fragile. I'm at a loss for my emotions in this moment. All I seek is a moment to breathe. Paul moved nearer, his expression brimming with longing. Feel you. I never anticipated your immediate forgiveness, yet I implore you to stay with me. I am committed to finding a way to restore harmony between us." I gently shook my head, a soft wave of emotion washing over me. "I'm uncertain if it's within your reach. I'm uncertain if I can ever see you in quite the same light again." The words pierced through, yet they held a deep truth within them. My heart throbbed with the understanding that nothing would ever return to its former state. The bond we nurtured, the world we crafted together, seemed to be fading away, like grains of sand escaping my grasp. Yet, a part of me clung to the belief that perhaps, just perhaps, we could find a way to mend what was broken if we both embraced the effort required. I glided past Paul, the soft sound of my footsteps resonating in the stillness of the house as I moved toward the living room. I settled onto the couch, embracing myself in a gentle cocoon of warmth and solace. The world beyond felt like a distant dream, an echo of something that no longer touched my essence. I lingered by the window, lost in a dance of thoughts that twirled around me. The night had grown cool, and I sensed the crisp air weaving its way into my very core. What comes next? What awaited us in the moments to follow? Is it possible for me to find forgiveness for him? Will I ever find it in my heart to trust him once more? Time flowed on, yet it left the wounds untouched. It offered me a moment to pause, to delve into the depths of our shared experiences, to ponder all that I believed we had created together. As the days unfolded, I came to understand that a decision awaited me. I could cling to the memories, to the pain and the sorrow, or I could choose to embrace the future, with or without him by my side. It would be a journey filled with challenges. Time would be required. Yet, perhaps, there existed a path to mend what had once been shattered. Ultimately, there was a singular truth I held close to my heart. It was only by discovering a sense of tranquility within that I could truly embrace the journey ahead. And that would require patience, far more than I ever imagined it would. I found myself yearning for Paul to embrace that moment with me. Thank you for listening to today's story. See you again in our latest story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about the latest stories.